Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is episode 322 of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call it online marketing moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is June the 30th, 2021, at the time of this recording. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in, come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about why you should not worry about entering certain markets. Now, we've talked about this before. We talked about this. I read a book called The Blue Ocean Strategy. And we know, if you don't know what Blue Ocean Strategy means, it just means, let's say you get into the fitness. You say, hey, I want to be in the fitness niche. The fitness niche will be considered the red ocean. But if you break it down and go to a sub niche, you say, I want to do keto. Might be blue ocean for you. Okay. So today we are going to talk about, I'm going to give you an example. The beauty industry. Okay. Beauty industry can be anything from hair to makeup to your nails, your toenails, plastic surgery, piercings, tattoos, all this stuff. We'll throw all that stuff in there. And you know, if you come up to somebody and say, I want to start doing stuff within that industry, somebody might tell you, oh, it's saturated, but it's definitely not saturated. There's so many sub niches. There's so many different avenues you can go down that an industry like that is very profitable. You see all these, I don't know if you study YouTube like I do, maybe, but you'll see all these makeup people, you'll see all these makeup videos, all these tutorials, and these people have, 50,000, 100,000 followers, and they're like, hey, check out these products, check out that product, and the one thing that's most important is building an audience. You want to build an audience, because once you build an audience, once you have an audience in front of you, then that's where the money can really start rolling in. It's gonna be, a little tough sledding at first, but the beauty industry, there's always somebody wanting to know more about makeup. There's always somebody wanting to know more about hair. It just depends on what you want to do. There's so many different avenues. There's so many different ways. So never think that, oh, I'm getting into this market. It's super saturated. And no, there's always room for you, especially if you're going to create great content. If you're going to create content on a regular basis, you're going to be consistent, then you will jump ahead of some people. You will jump ahead of probably 75% of the people, because a lot of people, they start off, they say, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel. They start off, a month or so, and then they just sort of peter out. But if you just keep going and you just keep going, all it takes is one video, more people watch it and more people watch it. And then the algorithms, people start finding you, and then you put yourself out there more, you go on social media, you go on the Instagrams and all that. And you say, hey, I got this page or whatever, check out my YouTube channel. And, it starts from there. So I'm just giving an example of a market that, you would think is crowded, but it's really not, if you think about it, because there's so many different avenues now you can go down. They have people that do, it's hair. They do, some people do wigs, some people do the hair, some people do makeup, some people do eyebrows, some people do lips, some people do piercing, some people, do, plastic surgery, some people do, I used to know a guy, I think he did piercings. He had a little piercing shop. He complained all the time, but he never wanted to promote himself. I mean, he never wanted to take pictures. I'm like, you gonna take pictures? And he's like, no, nah, 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 nah. He complained a lot, and he finally got out of it. But I mean, it's so many different ways you can go, so many different things you can do, that you should never feel like, oh, I'm jumping into a saturated market. You are, anytime you think, oh, this has been done already, then this is why I recommend you put your own spin on things. Don't worry about the next person. Don't worry about copying. Don't worry about being a content thief. Create your own content. Come up with your own stories. Come up with your own views, your own opinions, and you will never be stealing from anybody. You will never be unoriginal. You know what I mean? So look at that market. I mean, even if you go to just type in YouTube, just type in makeup tutorials. How many makeup tutorials there are? How many people out here are doing makeup? How many people are selling makeup? I listened to a couple podcasts of entrepreneurs that got into makeup or lip gloss or whatever, and they have become highly successful. It's just a matter of you being consistent. It's just a matter of you being persistent. It's and that's it. And I know, of course you want to make good content, but the more you make it, the better off you will be, the better you will get at it. You know what I mean? So, don't think of, it's like when people say, "Hey man, you're going to get in the affiliate market." Affiliate marketing is tough. Yeah, affiliate marketing is tough when you don't have an audience. Affiliate marketing is very tough when you don't have anybody to say, hey, go to this link and check this out. You gain an audience, you build an audience, and then affiliate marketing is fairly simple. You know what I mean? Because as we all know, let's say you have 100,000, 200,000, even 10,000 people, followers or whatever, subscribers. Even if 5%, 5% buy, 10% buy, that's 5% people buy it, and you have 10,000 followers. That's what, 500. So I mean, you do the math. Of course, everybody's not gonna buy everything, but that's not the point. The point is to build a following, to generate leads. Generate leads. That's why you must be producing content to generate leads. To get leads, to get eyeballs to you, to get people to follow you, to get people to like you, trust you, know you, and then your business will start to flourish. Your business will start to take off. But, in my humble opinion, I think you should definitely start working on the audience, building the audience, and because the best kind of audience, paid traffic is okay, but you want referrals and you want people that you have found on your own. You want leads that you have generated on your own. Paid ads are great and all, but a lot of times, a lot of people, when it's harder work to get somebody to go from cold traffic, cold, and they're like, hey, this is a paid ad. Okay, I'll check it out. It's kind of harder to convert, but not like you can't. But it's a whole lot easier if it's just somebody that's found your YouTube channel. And you're like, hey, go check out this product, check out that product. They'll be like, I like this person, because a lot of times at the end of the day, people buy from us because they like us. They don't buy the product; they're buying you. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. And if you do want to get into the makeup world, it's very profitable. It's very lucrative. There's certain niches that are more profitable than others, like beauty, relationships, and talking about finance, talking about wealth, helping people create stuff, create a business. It's always going to be more lucrative, but you don't have to just say, hey, I'm in the health industry. It's like, what part of the health industry? There's so many avenues. So always be thinking about that. Always be writing down which avenue would you like to take, and then start doing your research, and then start figuring out what kind of content you can start producing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's episode. Keep this in mind. No market is super saturated. Okay, no market is super saturated. You have to get in there, figure out what you can do, figure out what you want to do. Break it down. And then take it from there. Because like health, like beauty, like health and beauty is like billions and billions and billions of dollars in those industries. So all you need is a slice of the pie, and you can be making a very successful living at that as well. All right. So keep that in mind. Don't ever think anything's super saturated, oversaturated. All right. Break it down, figure it out, start creating content, start getting a following, getting some traction, and make things easier for yourself. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish I knew how to. I mean, hey, listen. I wish I knew how to do somebody's hair, make a wig. Man, I'd be making a killing. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Look up Tony Rizzano, TonyResonno. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to the Facebook. Like, share, and follow Online Marketing Moves page. We post episodes of the podcast, but we will start posting more stuff in the near future. But until tomorrow, we'll be back with all new episode. Take care of yourselves, and as always, everybody, peace. Hello, everybody, welcome back. Now, in this segment, we are going to talk about something that's very important for you and your business, and it's very important for just life in general. But if you want to be more and more successful in your business, you want to, make more money, you want to, you really want to create something, whether it be business, or whether it be, let's say you're a tattoo artist, doesn't matter what you are doing. You want to be independent, you want to stand out, you want to make monies. Sometimes you can't be not kind, but you can't be a people pleaser, because you are going to need some time. You are going to need to be a little selfish with your time. You are going to need, to work on the business. You're going to need to work on yourself. So you're not going to be able to please everybody. Everybody's not going to be happy with you. They're going to say, oh, where have you been? I haven't heard from you, blah, 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 blah. Like, hey, I've been busy. I'm working on this thing. I got this thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to accomplish. You got to climb the mountain. And so sometimes in order to climb the mountain, sometimes you have to shed some weight. So unfortunately, there are going to be some people that are not going to be happy with you, but they're going to have to get over it. If they don't get over it, oh well, you know what I mean? If people don't realize, hey, this guy, this girl, them are trying to accomplish something. If you're trying to accomplish a mission in life and people don't understand that, then are they your friend really? You know what I mean? Or do they really care about you? You have to think about that kind of stuff. So there's this book that I got about a month ago, and it's called Stop People Pleasing. Be assertive, stop caring what others think, beat your guilt, and stop being a pushover. Now, by no means am I a pushover now. I do try to be nice, but sometimes you have to think about this, and this is for all of us. It's like, you know how people call you and they just talk and talk and talk, and it's like, I could be doing other things while they're just talking about nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I love my family, but sometimes they call me about nonsense, and I'm like, I gotta get off the phone. Okay, so I've had to learn how to sort of trim the fat when it comes to who's gonna waste your time or who are you gonna talk to on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And at first, it's kind of tough. You feel kind of bad, but you're like, I'm on a mission. I have a mission. I have a goal. I want to take me and my wife and my daughter. I want to take us around the United States in a little RV. I want us to travel the world. So in order for me to be able to do that, then I have to be here every day with you, creating content through the podcast, through the videos, through the affiliate marketing, through creating my own products. So I need more time to myself than ever before. And so there's a few people that I'm just like, you know what? Gotta trim the fat. You feel kind of bad, but it's like, So then I was like, am I a people pleaser? And I was like, I don't think so. But then I was like, you know what? I saw this book and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read this book anyway. Because I read these other books and they really helped. And I was like, well, sometimes you do have to do what you gotta do. But I recommend this book. This is a very good book. It just talks about how valuable your time is, how some people are just time vampires, and they just sort of suck the time out of you. And I also had a book about, I bought this book about time management from the great Dan Kennedy, and he talks about time vampires. I think he came up with that term, but he talked about time vampires and people sucking off your time, and you know that sort of thing. And just overall, this book is about, don't be so, you can be nice, there's nothing wrong with being nice, but don't be needy, don't feel like you need people to be your friends. You need people to, like you and everything like that. Because unfortunately, it doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how backward you've been over for people. Some people are not just gonna not some people are just not gonna like you. And that's perfectly fine. It's not like you've ever heard somebody. I had a friend one time, and they were like, "Why come so and so doesn't like me?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Who gives a rat's?" And they're like, "No, everybody likes me. I want them to like me." And I'm just like, "Why you care so much? They don't even know you, man. They just don't like you. Some people are just miserable that way." But this guy was like, "I'm nah, they're gonna like me. I'm gonna make sure they like me." And it's like, how far, how low are you gonna stoop your pride just to get somebody to like you? And it's like, at the end of the day, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, as long as my wife likes me and loves me and everything like that, then that's all I can ask for. As long as my little baby girl, we get along just fine. We're not gonna be, sometimes she's not gonna like her old father, but it is what it is what it is. But it's just, you can't please everybody. Everybody's not gonna be your friend. Everybody's not gonna come with you in this journey either. So, you know, think about that kind of stuff before, when you get started, and you'll see. There's, like, I had a cousin, God bless him, but I remember I started doing the podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna, because he would call me, and then for 2 hours he would talk, you know and then he would just stop listening, and then we were going for another 30, 40 minutes, an hour. I'm talking and he just ain't listening. I'm like, you know what, I'm finna stop. I'm finna really stop communicating with this guy, because it's just a waste of time. And it's really like 2 or 3 hours of nonsense. So it's like, why am I wasting 2 or 3 hours? I could have wrote 900 page book in 2 or 3 hours. No, I mean, I'm just exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Like, you could do so much in those 2 or 3 hours. It's like, why am I wasting my time? Like, get out of here. And you have to tell yourself that when it comes to people. Don't worry about, hey, this person doesn't like me. This person doesn't like me. Um, it's a matter of, I don't, you just have to say, man, hey, listen, they don't like me, I don't give a damn. Okay, it is what it is. Let's move on. It's like, I remember I was thinking, when I first started the podcast, I was like, man, I hope people like the podcast, and if I share it with people, they're not gonna like it. I'm like, now if you ask me the same question, you're like, do people, like, when my wife, once she once she tells everybody that we know that I have a podcast, and somebody's gonna be like, I don't like it, and I'm just gonna say, I don't give a I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I have an audience. I have people that listen. I have people that like it. I have people that enjoy the show. Some people, they're gonna turn it on, and then they're gonna turn it right off. Some people are gonna turn it on. They're gonna listen to it for a long time. Some people are gonna listen for a little while, and they're gonna say, you know what? Tired of this guy. It is what it is. I can't please everybody. I can only do the show that I do the show that I like. That's it. You can't get out here and be worried about, I hope my video, they like my video. Say what you got to say and move on. Do what you got to do and move on. Do the things that you need to do to get to where you want to go, and move on. Everybody's not coming with you. Everybody's not going to be your friend. Stop people pleasing. The book is called Stop People Pleasing by Patrick King, and you should check it out. And yeah, that Dan Kennedy book about time management, that's a good one too. I'm sure we discussed that in the podcast when I first got it. I flipped through it, but I gotta actually get into it and read it. But you know how that goes. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our show today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Online Marketing Moves, and we will be back tomorrow with all new episode. But until then, my name is Tony Rizano. Thank you for listening, and as always, everybody, peace.